Well, it was a good show. Don Hewitt produced it. He's not bad. And we were lucky. I wrote it. We were lucky. We got into the recording session of Sinatra singing that great song, When I Was Very Young, you know, when I was 17. I don't know the name of it. And, but it was a great recording session, and I was so impressed with Sinatra's interest in the music itself. I thought it just came naturally to him, and he sang. Boy, he was a musician. I had not known that until I got to know him quite well. We went out to his house and had meals with him quite often. It's like so many people, I had read all about Sinatra, and I was not a great admirer of Sinatra's personal life. And, but you meet him, and he's this wonderfully friendly, nice guy. I mean, he was great to be with. There was a place that made great bread in New York City called Parisi, Italian bakery, and I always went down to Mott Street to get it. And I can take it home, and we go out to California, and we're eating at Sinatra's house, and he has this all-purpose man who serves us his lunch, about 7 of us at the table, and he brings everything in, and he brings the bread in. So I break a piece of bread, and I said, Frank, this is Joe Parisi bread. He said, how did you know? I said, why, he was so delighted. He had 8 loaves of it sent out there every other day. And he was so pleased that I recognized that he had this great bread that we were good friends from then on. We took over Sinatra's house, and I remember back in the bedroom, he had a little sign on the wall, signed by John F. Kennedy. And it just says, how can we screw John Wayne? This was, he had it on his wall, a handwritten note from John F. Kennedy. But Walter Cronkite is sitting opposite Frank Sinatra in his living room, and we got wires all over the place. And Don Hewitt, one of the best there ever was, the producer, is standing nearby listening to every word, and Walter is interviewing Sinatra. Well, it was a time at which Sinatra had an affair going with Mia Farrow, and it was a secret. And it was also a time when there was a lot of talk about Sinatra being involved with mob figures in Chicago and New York. So Walter goes along, and he asks him, good as always, asks him a lot of good questions. So they break, camera, film half an hour, 20 minutes, whatever the thing was, and break. And so Don goes over and leans over in front of Walter so that his face is shielded from Sinatra sitting over here. Says, ask him about the mob and Mia Farrow. So we come back on, and Walter says, now Frank, I mean, Frank knew Don had suggested to Walter that he did it. I don't know whether Walter was going to do it or not. He might have done it anyway. So we asked him, well, how was he ever sore? And he ended up stomping off, going back. That's what made me think of the bedroom. He went back into the bedroom with that sign.